What we propose and put on the table insofar as these entities are concerned is that they do not need really to wind down their operation in the UK and move to a new operation in any other EU member state. But they can use a co-location model. These are the small to medium-sized financial services operators that are predominantly doing business in Europe and that are reliant really on the ability to passport products and services. Imagine an asset management company in the UK that is passporting products and services into mainland Europe, and they need a European presence. All they could do is, there are a number of models, but a plain vanilla one would be open a subsidiary of that company here in Malta, get it licensed in Malta, and use that operation here to front the European business. Then the company here would enter into a sub-investment management agreement with the UK company, which will remain intact as is, but this new structure will allow the company to continue passporting products and services in mainland Europe with the least disruption possible. You may ask, okay, so there are 27 other EU member states, why Malta? We were under the British for 160 years, and they've influenced the way we've modeled our legal and regulatory framework. In fact, if you look at the legislation in Malta governing financial services in particular, but even the Companies Act, it's very much a reflection of the way that the UK regulatory framework is modelled on. So they will find it easy to adapt to the legal and regulatory framework here in Malta because it's very, very similar to that in the UK. Secondly, the language. All our laws and regulations are in both English and Maltese. But insofar as financial services, the English version of our laws prevails in the court of law. Malta remains very, very cost competitive compared to other jurisdictions. And ultimately, Brexit is inducing a cost on operators in the UK to sustain their business in Europe. And I think cost will be one of the factors on the basis of which they will decide in which jurisdiction they will move their business. Yes, there has been, particularly in the insurance space as well as in the asset management space. It's been a bumpy ride insofar as EU and Brexit negotiations are concerned. And that created a lot of unsettlement, and very few operators took the plunge and said, okay, we're shifting lock, stock and barrel into another EU member state. But now I think it's crunch time. It's crunch time, and I think SMEs today are really scuttling to identify the strategic options, the operational options, which will allow them to sustain business in mainland Europe. And I expect the level of inquiries, and it's happening, to accelerate now. And we're seeing that particularly in Malta.